Hi there, it's Jo Hawkins here, and I've been wanting for a long time to share something with you guys. You know, we moved to the UAE, and I had all sorts of businesses going on in South Africa, and my hubby took work in the UAE, and I had to leave my brick and mortar business and the other little ventures I had going on the side. And sure, it was probably a good time to be leaving because we had an economic crunch in town. You know, it hadn't recovered from the last financial crash, and town was particularly bad where we lived. There was in the background, we have Pumpkin, my cat, playing with a toy mouse. So if you hear funny noises, that's what it is. So it became very obvious that I needed to reinvent myself. I had a guest house and conference venue, and you know, what can you do when your husband moves country? You either, move with him or you don't. So of course I chose to, but needed to rethink my business model and find something that could work globally. And in so doing, at first it seemed very painful to look at all of that, but in hindsight it was the most amazing gift because it's got me more in touch with who I am and what gifts I have to offer. So let's have a look at some of the training and see if we can't help you find where you're at too. And one thing I just want to say, I know a lot of people seem to get stuck on the area of what their passion is, what their particular genius zone is, their gifts, and their skill set that they love to work with. And I'm going to ask you right now, don't overthink this. You know what this is, and it's not going to be hard. So let's jump in and have fun with the training. Okay. Let's just do a screen share. I hope you've got your notes. All right. So this is something I call the Only You formula. This is your unique combination. It's your genetic code. You are wired for this. And this is something that is more of a call on your life. These are gifts that you have that others do not have. And if you find that your gift, others have it, you might find that you need to relook at it and find out how you can be more authentic in your gift, showing up for others and for the world, because we are all so unique. And when we're trying to copy someone else, when we're intimidated by somebody else's gift, we are not functioning fully in our own. So before we start, I want to introduce you to Max. This is Max, and Max is he's kind of cute, isn't he? He is my reminder, my mascot, that keeps telling me that I have to max out on life and live life to the full, wholeheartedly, and with every ounce of passion that I've got. So I wanted to introduce you to Max, and I hope that he will help to be a source of encouragement in your life as well. Isn't he gorgeous? And because I'm from Africa, we've got a line. All right, let's put Max over there. So now, just having a look at your gift that can change the world. It's the Only You formula. I hope you've got your downloads done and you've grabbed some colors so you can start filling in and doing your own little personal discovery section of things happening here. So first of all, there are things that only you can do and ways of thinking and seeing that are unique experiences and insights. You have things that have happened to you that nobody else has. However, you may be able to help a huge body of people with that. Now, having said that, you may not want to go with your experiences. Sometimes our experiences are negative and they reopen a whole bunch of wounds. So sometimes it's good to know when to let it go. Just because you could help people doesn't mean to say that you have to. If it's not your heart song. When I mean heart song, I mean that's something that makes you come alive, makes your spirit dance. That is God's fingerprint on your life. That is where He makes, that's your power source. And it's there for a reason. It's there to show you what you should be working in. So look for it, know, follow your joy. If your joy is not in something, get out of it and do something that brings great joy. So you need to look at your values and have them in all clarity so that they can truly guide your steps into finding your true purpose. Values are just amazing at helping with this whole process. So you're going to download these pages. You're going to grab your colors and have some fun with it. We're going to have this video training, and there are another couple that I'm probably going to tag along with it. So you might have more than one recording and more than one lot of notes. For those who are printing out, you might want to print them out with a whole bunch of these pages on one. But at the same time, I think you need space to explore who you really are. Today's world is so incredibly busy and pressured that we don't often reflect. And that is why people are disconnected from their passion, disconnected from their source. And this is really such a precious gift, is to give people the chance to self-reflect. And develop, personal development is what it's all about. We are who we make ourselves to be. God has placed so much within our hands, and we can either develop it and give it back to Him multiplied, or we can allow it to be dormant. So let's multiply it. It sounds way more fun. I'd love you to implement this whole thing and take action on it and change the world. I'd also love you to tell me how it goes, what happened as a consequence, and what changes you made, what realizations you made, and how this has impacted your life. I would really love that. Please, guys, share this with those who might be searching as well. Everybody wants to feel fully alive and have their heart burning with love for life. Some time back, my husband's stepsister, she very tragically committed suicide. And it made me realize that I wanted to coach. It made me realize that this was something that was just so heartbreaking, that she had not found enough joy in life to stay here. And I want to tell you, if that is you, please reach out. Do not hold that agony on your own. I've been there. I've had those thoughts. Please find joy in life. Create joy. We've got pleasure centers in our brain, and we can learn to trigger them more often. And this is very important, that we learn to find our joy. And I recommend that you learn to work with your joy every single day. Turn it into something that you monetize. Turn your passions into profits so that you can be living in your joy and creating your life and your destiny. Life is too short to live it on someone else's terms. So go ahead and make those changes. You've been given all the tools in the world. Just with a cell phone these days, we can do the most amazing things. So don't let anything hold you back. There is a way through your barriers. I promise. Jump over them, under them, around them. There is a way to do this. Just become more resourceful and you will find it. Just don't let any barrier be something that stops you. Just treat it as a fun challenge and that you're going to work it out. All right? And please drop me emails. You're welcome, joe@joehawkins.online. That would be amazing. I'll answer them personally. And I want to thank you for coming on this journey with me. And I know that we are going to meet one of these days. And whether it's online, whether it's in one of my trainings, whether it's on Facebook or Instagram, LinkedIn, it's going to be such a joy to get to know you and to hear your story. First up, I want us to look at Robert Kiyosaki's cash flow quadrant. This is something that truly gave me a lot of insight in my journey. First of all, we have the E, which stands for those people who are employed. They think differently. They think their psychology is different. They think that they're going to do a good job and they're going to get a paycheck and some benefits and medical aid will be cared for and they will have a secure life. What we're discovering is that this is no longer the case, perhaps for our grandparents, but not anymore. You're only a couple of months away from insecurity, as many people are discovering in these times, that where they thought they had a secure job, it's not actually like that. So I'd love you to challenge that. If that is where you're at, I'd love you to challenge your mind and look at other ways. S stands for those who are self-employed and specialists. These people generally work alone. They have created a job for themselves. If they don't work, they don't get paid. They are paid hourly. And this is a problem because when it's time for a holiday, they often haven't got enough backed up. Also, if they're sick or anything like that happens to them, it's very stressful because they have created a one-man band. Please don't do that to yourself. It's the same with people online who call themselves solopreneurs. I am so allergic to that concept. It's just not even funny. I love the people involved who call themselves solopreneurs, but the actual concept goes against everything. You know, business is a team sport. Life is a team sport. We are always better together. There's something called the slipstream, and you know, when you watch birds fly, if they flock, they will be in a V form, or they will be merging. And there is something incredibly powerful about linking arms and traveling together. So people are a community, you know, we're a family. And the more we realize that, the better we will do. So don't try to be a solopreneur. Don't try to go alone. You will limit yourself enormously in what you can do because you're not using other people's gifts. Sometimes we need to go it alone in the beginning just to get out, to get enough leverage and enough cash flow or enough connections to start making a team. But please don't get limited in your mindset by that concept of a solo anything. Or self-employed. Who wants to be self-employed? That's just creating a job for yourself. So let's have a look. The next one is B, stands for big business. This is generally companies that employ more than 500. They're able to leverage other people's time because they are receiving a little bit of reward from all of their employees. Now online, there's a new way, and that is automation. So you can harvest the effects of big business with automation these days. So that's an exciting one there. And then we have I, which is for investor. Here, it's people leveraging money. So they are not harvesting from other people's time. They are harvesting from money. They are leveraging cash. So their money is growing for them. When you are involved with online stuff and doing automation, you can absolutely trigger the best of those worlds and have automation doing most of that, because you can reach so many people with one training, so many people with one email sequence. It's very, very exciting. And we don't even have to leave our homes or our favorite beach to do it. So which quadrant are you in now, and which quadrant would you like to be in? All right, and look at the gap, and we're going to have to look at planning accordingly. Okay. And the people in the who are self-employed, the solopreneurs, all of that, they say, oh, I'm just going to rely on myself. I'll get it all done. But they're totally limiting the way they can think, the way they can have time off. And if there's an emergency at the office, it's them who has to do everything. And let's face it, guys, we know that entrepreneurs generally have to do everything anyway, right? Especially in the beginning. You have to learn how to market, you have to learn how to network, you have to learn how to work online, you have to learn how to do software skills, you have to learn how to make your own Facebook posts and your own Canva settings, and maybe you had to learn how to make your own logo, and maybe you have to make your own videos. So it's all absolutely possible, but we're not perfectly gifted in all these things. And while we're working on those areas, we are often taking away from our natural heart song, from our gifts, while we struggle. So have a look at that and let's move on. Have a planned date and I want you to sign it and get somebody to witness it. That somebody, make sure that they're going to hold you to it. Don't find a pushover, okay? Because when, as we know from The Princess Bride, when a pirate gets soft, it's nothing but work, work, work. So let's not get soft and let's not have somebody witnessing it and holding us accountable who's soft. Okay, so everybody can arise above their circumstances and achieve success if they are dedicated and passionate about what they do. That was Nelson Mandela. We're going to have lots of Nelson Mandela quotes here. He and I share a birthday, so we've got, I think he was the most amazing man. I loved his thinking and his quotes are just magical. I'm sure you'll enjoy them. So here's a funny little worksheet. This is your lifeline. This is from you from the cradle to the grave, which has got wings because we don't believe in death, we believe in transformation. So once you have passed over to the other side, what is it that you would have liked to have accomplished? And here we're going to do a quick little meditation. I want you to just close your eyes for a moment and take some slow, deep breaths. And I want you to think of that time when you're about to pass from this world. I want you to think of what is it that you would have loved to have accomplished that you didn't? Or what is it that you're really glad you accomplished that you did? Whose lives did you impact? How many? Which way did you change the course of history and the planet? How did you touch lives with your smile and with your warmth and with your gifts that nobody else could? And take a nice deep breath. Open your eyes, and now we're going to accomplish it, and we're going to envision a different one. This time, when you close your eyes, take your deep breaths. I want you to feel the joy and the relief that you did touch those lives, that you got out of your comfort zone and into that courageous world where you had to be all you could be so that the world could know who you were. Because we are all created to bring something amazing, impactful to this earth. Even if it's changing one life through our smile, but I'm quite sure you can do a lot more than that. So let's just feel the joy of accomplishment. Feel it done. That book, speaking to millions, whatever it is, that company that created something masterful and magical. All right, you can open your eyes. Now, this is our lifeline, and you're going to just quickly plot along the lifeline where you are now and how many years. Maybe give yourself a decade at each loop, or more or less. See how you go. And just fill in a few little things to give yourself your highlights. What is it that you used to love doing that you may have forgotten? Were you terrific at some craft or some way of thinking? What is it that you have that others don't? Is it a way of relating to people? Is it understanding situations? What is your unique gift, your genius zone? And here you can see our cash flow quadrant has been cut off, so you're going to have to fill in the other parts. What careers, skills, hobbies, services, educations, moves, what impacted you? What were life-changing experiences that might be, you know, maybe they were terrible, but they formed you into who you are now, right? And therefore, you're a better person. Find the good in everything and come out with what it is that makes your heart sing. If you like, you can pause and jot that down quickly. I would like you to spend more time on that when you have a quiet moment and you're cuddled up somewhere quiet with a nice big cup of coffee or hot chocolate or a glass of wine, and get some time in where you can just look once again, what is it that you used to love doing? You know, so for example, when I was a little girl, I used to win a lot of flower arranging competitions. And And I absolutely love that. I love flower arranging. I've done a lot of weddings and things like that. But I also love painting, and I love people, and I love healing. So you just want to find the ones that you want to run with. Don't find, have a look at those because it's intriguing, and perhaps you'll come back to them at some stage. But find the ones that stand out, that you feel drawn to, okay? And no overthinking, no getting stuck in like cuckoo land, okay? What legacy do you want to leave for the world and your family? What business? What mission? What service? What travel plans do you have for your loved ones? And what experiences do you want to give to others? Do you want to bring drinking water to Africa? Clean, fresh drinking water that saves lives? Do you want to contribute to the world in a way that nobody else has? I want you to think, and I want you to think big. You're not put here to be a tree. You're put here to be a contributor. We're not just consumers, we're contributors. And now the cats are playing and chasing each other, so that's going to get fun. And Nelson Mandela says, for to be free is not merely to cast off one's chains, but to live in a way that respects and enhances the freedom of others. In what way do you dream of freeing and enhancing others? And he also says, a good head and a good heart are always a formidable combination. I want you to look at this, hear a whole lot of different things, pop in, circle, write your own, draw little goodies in between it, have some fun with this page, and just write down a bunch of things that you love being and long to be, to enhance in your life. Legacy, happiness, contribution, to be an achiever, to praise, to be caring, to be fabulous, to be fit and fun, healthy, have authenticity, that you're somebody who's involved with helping others, in victory and passion, connection, breakthrough, that you're gentle and yet strong, that you're giving, that you have laughter, that inside you there's a superhero, that you have sincerity, that you're spiritual, inspire, that you're loving, wonderful, worthy, that you believe in service and self-mastery, that you are called, that you can experience success and create success for others, that you have a message and a purpose, that you're an overcomer, that you are present and you have presence, and that you love relationships, okay? Adventurous, contributing, and you're going to leave a legacy by your life. Pause this at any stage if you need to, but always come back. I'd love you to use these notes from time to time. And in actual fact, I'm going to put them in a book. So those who want to order a book, let me know, because I'm going to do that soon. I've got a bunch of self-discovery I'm going to pop in, and I would love you to spend some time getting to know yourself and allowing yourself to bloom, so that you can truly be and say that you're loved with every moment. And I think that's a very magical thing, is to truly live, and very few people ever do that. Let's make it our mission to change that. What do you say? How are we going to achieve this? With energy, with eye contact, with sincerity, being real, passionate, motivated. All right? Just let's put everything down, light-hearted, honoring, believing, full of life, see others' points of view, helpful, truthful, contributing, insightful, knowledgeable, sharing, offering value, giving value, being animated, interactive, stories, faith, be thought-provoking, faithful, excitement, serving and focused. I'm just jumping all around the page, so I hope that doesn't make you feel giddy. Connection, integrity, damn truth. Ooh. Mission, provocative, challenge, authenticity, character, undistracted, understanding, understandable, personality, two-sided, emotion, self-assured, probing, thoughtful, alive, intriguing, individual, your own person, confident, comfortable in your body and in your own skin, have a positive state, interested and interesting, striving, self-giving, a meeting of equals, not trying to impress, being comfortable, non-judgmental, not trying to get something, humble without squirming, honest, be a winner, believable, pleasant, relaxed, light-hearted. I think we've done this one. Okay, so I think we're good. Did you enjoy those? I loved writing them out. I really had a lot of fun doing this. This is the exact process that I used to come to my heart song and to realize what it was that I really wanted to do and how I wanted to change the world. And I needed to up-level some of my skills and bank on some of the others. The amazing thing is so much of my life was already pieced together that it would fit so perfectly. And I think you're going to find the same. You cannot give what you do not have. So the more we want to give, the more we have to actually have in order to give. We cannot give from an empty cup. Mother Teresa gave, and she was in poverty. However, millions and millions of dollars passed through her hands to others. So you have to give something. She gave her privacy. She had no privacy. She had reporters around her all the time. She gave her whole heart to serving the poor, and that is what she did. So what are you going to give? And don't be squeamish. If you need to up level and come to terms with earning good bucks, then do it. Because if you have a mission, you're going to be able to give to them. And you know what? Money just really shows us more of who we are. So it's only a test, and it's something that we are here to master. So let's do that. Beliefs and our values. Everybody is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it's stupid. That's what Einstein said, and he was the most recognized genius there is. Why do we need beliefs and values? They help to keep us on track. You know, it's a little bit like train tracks, beliefs and values. When you are on track, you're not going to go wrong. You're not going to go off course. We're not talking about not having liberty. We're talking about having more liberty because you can run with speed. You are not going to wake up one day and wonder who the heck you are and if you even like yourself. It always seems impossible until it's done. That was Nelson Mandela. I think a whole bunch of people have said that, haven't they? Okay, so write down what it is that you'd love to do. Goodness me, I think I've got some strange things written in here. I think I needed to proofread these notes a little more. What plays do you want to go to? What orchestras do you want to see? Which ways do you want to experience culture? Remember that Maslow's hierarchy of human needs has, in its structure, it has an area for aesthetics, an area for culture, and you cannot be fully actualized until you learn to appreciate culture and beauty and all that that is. So don't lessen it in your journey, in your entrepreneurship and in your passion finding. Enhance it, make it more in your life and bring it to full bloom, because it allows the human spirit to live, you know. Just speaking of Maslow's hierarchy of human needs, self-esteem is another one. You cannot be fully actualized. Actualized means your own person, achieving what you want to achieve and calling your own song, your own beat, you know, and doing your own thing. You're not going to be able to get there without making sure that you have good self-esteem, okay? So learn to appreciate yourself. Learn to see your real value. It's no such thing as humility when you say that you don't have gifts or you don't have value. In fact, I would say that that is a terrible sin, because you were created beautifully and perfectly and wonderfully, and there is a purpose in your life, and it's a question of grabbing hold of it wholeheartedly and loving the journey. Do you want to fly? Do you want to go to Switzerland? What kind of time do you want on your hands? What kind of time do you want to give? Do you want to create employment? Do you want to free slavery? You know, do you want to free sex slaves? What is it that you want to do? How do you want to provide for your family? What pilgrimages do you want? Do you want to go to Compostela and do the Camino, that famous walk that everybody does while they find themselves? Might be a lot of fun. What do you think, guys? Maybe we should do one of those soon. Be all you can be, helping others to achieve freedom, multiple income streams. I love islands, so I definitely need to get to more islands. Tony Robbins, I'd like him to be one of my personal coaches, you know. I want to learn to sing. How about you? Homes with beautiful gardens, scuba diving, helicopters, Venice, Greece, wine farm, laughing, fun, beautiful life. Write down what it is that you would love to achieve, some of your dreams and goals. And then come back and write some more. Okay, so our next saying is, your time is limited. Don't waste it living someone else's life. This is Steve Jobs. He says, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. And that is really what we were saying earlier. Things that make you come alive. What makes you come alive? Is it your faith? Is it learning? Is it helping others? Is it transforming? Is it family? Is it a craft? Training, fast cars. I love fast cars. What is it that you love to do? So just pop some things down there. What makes you come alive? That's your heart song, remember? Your dreams, your hopes, and your plans. There's a page for those. Jot a couple down and come back to it. Pause the video if you like. And here I want to discuss the 40-year plan. This is something that we often fall into without ever really reflecting on life or knowing how to get out of it. This is where around age 18, we kind of get busy working and earning an income until hopefully one day we retire, but only 5% of the world can afford to retire. The rest are actually leaning on the state or on their family. So I want to ask you, do you want to spend 40 years of your life building something that ends up as nothing? Or do you want to build something that's grand and is a contributing factor to the world and to others? So I'm going to encourage you to build your own business and make it grand and make it wonderful and earn well so that you can impact lives. There is nothing more powerful than somebody who can change the course of history just because their heart is big enough to contain it. And there's some more space for you to write things that make you come alive. Our greatest fear is not that we are inadequate, but that we are powerful beyond measure. I think that needs a repeat. Our greatest fear is not that we're inadequate, but that we are powerful beyond measure. It's Nelson Mandela once again. What areas are you going to need to grow to bridge the gap? For me, I had to boost my confidence. I had to learn how to speak publicly. I had to learn how to allow myself to have my silly quirks, you know, my squiff teeth and the funny way that I speak. It sounds so pompous and funny when I listen to it. But I had to learn to come to peace with it so that I could give my gift to the world. And those who can't stand that about me, they're obviously not my tribe. They need to find somebody else because that is who they're made for. So, this one says, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. And I want to tell you that self-education is the most powerful because there is nothing that we can't access today and study and learn and grow. There is no passion in playing small and settling for a life that is less than the one that you are capable of living. And that's what I want to leave you with in this video. Just that don't do the small stuff. Don't sweat, don't get stuck in little loops. keep going ahead. If you're having problems breaking through barriers, get in touch. I can give you some help on those ones. We've got some trainings for that. Do not get stuck in your life. We are programmed to prefer the familiar. Our subconscious is programmed to prefer the familiar. And as a consequence, we often get stuck. So you need to learn how to reprogram your subconscious and allow it to carry you forward. Like those little meditations I gave you just now, allow yourself to become so familiar with your dreams and with what it is that you want to do for the world, your vision, that becomes more real than the past that can keep us trapped because we're looking back. Make sure that you are living in the future and live the future in. All right. Thanks, guys. And I'm going to have a little training on alignment. So if you hang on for the next video, it's going to come up. And I'm so excited that you joined me here today. Thank you for being part of my life and part of my journey. And keep in touch. Cheers.